You see food lines in a lot of cities. Families who lost jobs have run out of government assistance and are really struggling, but there is no final deal yet. We finally got very close to a deal for around $900 billion in stimulus, which would include $300 more in unemployment payments, $600 direct checks, but there's still some sticking points in here that have made it impossible for Congress to get it out to the American people. We're essentially in this period now between when the stimulus is run out and the vaccines are going to arrive. There's good news on the horizon. There's no question that the economy could look a lot better in 2021 if we have widely distributed, effective vaccines.
Karen and I wanted to step forward and take this vaccine to assure the American people that while we cut red tape, we cut no corners. The American people can be confident.
There seems to be a desire among Republicans and Democrats to do something on coronavirus before they leave town. But there are a lot of different opinions on how you do that. I think $900 billion is a large number, will be helpful to the economy. But one fundamental thing it's lacking is aid to state and local governments. It's been blocked by Republicans, by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Republicans want liability reform or liability protection for companies so they can't be sued over COVID, and Democrats are very wary of doing that.
If someone has been reckless, if a business or school or university has been wanton, reckless, or exhibited gross negligence, then they ought to be liable. But people who did their best, acting in good faith, shouldn't have to face off all sorts of lawsuits from people who come and go after them. So that's what the liability protection is designed to do.
There's an economic argument to send direct payments to individuals. They're very effective. What they're offering here on most fronts is about half of what we did back in March with the CARES Act. The individual payments would be half as big. The unemployment extension would be half as big. Those stimulus checks were a long time ago. It's been a long time since we added more help for small businesses through the Paycheck Protection Program. And in the interim, you've seen the economy slow down. The House passed, a large further stimulus package, months and months ago, and McConnell simply could have put it on the Senate floor and had a vote on it, but did not do that, did not think Republicans would support it. So certainly McConnell is standing in the way of the kind of expansive stimulus of over $1 trillion, up to $2 trillion that most Democrats would like to see.
As of right now, we have not yet reached a final agreement, regretfully. I believe all sides feel we're making good progress on a major relief bill that would travel with the full year appropriations measure. But alas, we are not there yet.
Republicans would say, why are Democrats holding out forever to get everything they want? They're not going to get everything they want. Let's get as much as we can, in a bipartisan way between now and Christmas. A lot of economists would say this is a period where you should go big on stimulus. Spend a lot up front for a better result in the end. And we're not quite doing that with this package.
If we only pass a package with a $600 additional check and a very limited $300 unemployment protection with measly state and local assistance, the actual things that are going to help people survive this crisis, and we don't win both seats in Georgia and Mitch McConnell remains the Senate Majority Leader, I have very real doubts about any willingness or appetite that he would have to work with the Biden administration to pass what would then be a third bill.
The urgency right now is really to get something done, particularly for small businesses that are just going to shut down between now, and Christmas and after Christmas when it gets cold and business dries up and we're not eating outside anymore. We're going to have a lot of small business failures, higher unemployment rate if we don't get money out the door. The virus is getting worse, not better. In many cities, California locking down in many ways again, which will hurt one of the largest economies in the country. So we're going to see a lot of suffering between now and when these viruses are finally wiped out with vaccines. That is why it's urgent for Congress to agree on something, a large number, hopefully, to help. So this economy has the ability to really race forward in 2021 with effective and well-distributed vaccines. We could essentially end all of the lockdown orders. We could get people back into offices and restaurants and bars. That hopeful future is there. It's out there. We can see it. We can feel it. It's coming. But we're not there. And we got a hard winter to get through before then. And usually in these instances, it's the federal government that steps up and kind of helps out people between, when they're in that suffering moment and when hope is going to arrive.